Hi guys. Sorry, I've just had a shower after dance. Did my second week of 2 dances, so Monday, Wednesday. So I was a bit exhausted, but I need to go to bed. But I had a little bit of a revelation today, or I would say last night before I went to bed. So last night before I went to bed, I was scrolling Insta and looking at stuff I shouldn't have been, the ex's stuff, and realized that all of a sudden I couldn't see his stuff anymore. And obviously that means he must have blocked me. I don't want to jump the gun and say it's definitely not there, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so I was writing in my journal and I was like, why? Why does this matter? Because I don't want to get back with him. You know, he pushed me to do some things I really didn't want to do. And yes, he's not only to blame. There is both of us that, we didn't listen to each other. I didn't see the things that were important to him. He didn't see the things that were important to me. There wasn't as much compromising as there should be. The list kind of goes on. And so it's not about that at all. And I was thinking, I looked up at the music school and I found that he's teaching. He's doing 13 hours a week, which is good, and he's gotten skinnier. So he's living kind of the life that he was before me. He's moving on. He's lost weight and stuff like that. And I'm slowly doing that with going back to dance. I was doing that before him as well. And at the beginning of our relationship, just not as intense as I'm doing it now. But yeah, and I started thinking about how I have not moved forward and how some of that is due to my work. So I've gone right back into the same work environment, and at the point that I started working back at Piwaka, also known as Lollipops, I needed it. I 100% needed it. I needed the support. I needed the encouragement. I needed the stability. But the stability is also what's holding me back. So because I've moved, I think I wrote down 5 or 6 times since 2017. I did 3 years with Carol, or 3 years, or almost 3 years with Carol and Nigel. 2.5 years, I think. I did a half a year in residence. I did half a year with Kimmy. I did half a year with Stevie, and then I have done a full year with Louisa, and coming up to 3 months into another full year. So that is 6 moves that I have done since the end of 2017. That is more moves than really I have even done when I moved over here, or probably in my life. I mean, at home I only had 2 places. 3 places I lived. 4 places in the end. And again, when it was chaotic, it was 2 places at the 3 places at the very, very end before I moved here. And then when I moved here, I was in 2 places here in Auckland and 2 places in Rotorua. So that was only 4 places. And that spanned 13 years. 5 if you count his house for a little bit with his family for a few weeks. But if you don't count that, because it was only a few weeks, yeah, it's crazy. And I think because of that, I've just totally messed up and totally kind of got back into a pattern that work is my stability. And I have never wanted work to be my stability. Yes, I want a place that's stable, that I can work at, but for it to be the only stable thing in my life apart from God, that's not good enough for me. I want more than that. I have felt that a change is coming, and tonight I felt like a shift was totally made with that clarity. I looked online last night about the Educational Gazette, and guess what? There is another Carryland school year 0. So last year I applied for it for the July intake. I didn't get it. Now there's a May intake. Going home could mess it up. Obviously, there's 20 days, I think, roughly, that I would miss by going home, and then 4 days in November. I have been up, I have actually said something about the 20 days in my resume. I am trying to see if I can get a hold of 2 parents, or at least one that would help me to get into Carrylands, who are parents there. One works there as well as a parent. I haven't heard back from her, so I'm not quite sure if I have the right phone number. But yeah, I might have to get her email as well and email her. But yeah, that closes on the 13th, so I definitely want to apply for that because change is in the air, and I really want to get out of the rat race of early childhood. I'm kind of annoyed because I can't mentor my roommate. And like my friend literally just pointed out, who's the center manager, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get why I can't, because the stronger the relationship, obviously the stronger the trust in that mentoring relationship, and the more you can grow because you trust that other person. And the beauty with that relationship that I have with my roommate is that she's so much younger than me, right? So she's just coming out of her training to be a new teacher, and I'm kind of like an oldie because I've been doing it for 18 years, and she's only been doing it for 5, and she's just about to be finished training. So she's got a wealth of new knowledge. I've got a wealth of old knowledge, and together we've got almost the perfect package, right? Because we can banter off each other and share ideas, and she can bring in the new stuff and I can bring in the old stuff, and see how it gels together. And it's really, really cool. I really enjoy it, but that's being taken away from me, and it's just kind of made me be why am I here? I mean, I get to do Pigawaka once every 5 weeks. That's not enough for me, and you're going to take away my mentoring ship, which I love, because in August, the person that I mentor right now, who I have helped through studies, she finishes in August, which is amazing that I've helped her get through 3 years of training or at 2.5 years of training and 2 years of teacher's reg. I love that for her. And I really would have loved to have done it with my roommate, but I'm not being allowed to. So I feel a little bit stomped on with that. So, that was my kind of revelation. And it just came to me. So no idea what God wants me to do. No idea. I'm still playing around with the mentoring of youth as well. That's still something that is there. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I am going to try to apply for that school. So I will let you know when I do. But that was my big revelation. In regards to going home, I still don't know the date specifically of when my niece and nephew are going to leave, but my sister-in-law has actually said that she's going to take off a few days, so that's really cool. So I'm hoping that I might only have 4 or 5 days to fill at my dad's, and maybe I could get one of the brothers to take off each day, because there's 4 brothers, or another sister-in-law might be able to take off a day, and then my brother maybe could take off 2 days or something, one of them, I don't know, to kind of fill it. So we're still in talks about what we're going to do. But I just wanted to tell you where I'm going. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I mean, I told a girl tonight, just a few minutes ago, and she was just mind boggled that I had even reflected on that. And same with my other friend. She was just wow, that's a big reflection that you've just had. yeah, it's kind of a shame that I don't have counseling this week and I have counseling next week. But good. I'm gonna go for a walk tomorrow. But anyways, my legs are sore. I am so tired, so I am gonna go to bed. I will talk to you another day. Oh, Backstreet Boys, 3 days away. 3 more sleeps. Bye.